Thanks for stopping by our office today, Rob. Welcome to Viking Technology Solutions.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm James Thorstensen from Viking Technology Solutions, a network engineer at VTS. Here sitting down with Rob Katzer, the Senior Sales Manager for FluentStream, and he's here to talk to us today about business phone systems. Rob, we've partnered many times on phone system projects. FluentStream is the voice over IP provider at many of our customers, so it's a real pleasure to sit down with you today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about FluentStream. What do you do, and what is VoIP for anyone who doesn't know?
It's a great question. So VoIP, or Voice over Internet Protocol, is how phone service works today. So in the past, traditional phone systems worked over physical phone lines, landlines as people know them. Voice over IP essentially is your phone service is over the internet instead of a landline. FluentStream, what we do is we help customers either move off of old legacy phone systems to a new VoIP system, or we can displace an existing VoIP provider for a multitude of reasons. But we work with small and medium-sized businesses who are looking for voice service, video service, text messaging, or any other features that come along with a new phone system.
Yeah, and certainly all of those features have been deployed with our customers, and the customers have really enjoyed them. So a few questions that have come up as we've been moving customers to voice over IP. I wrote down a few questions for you that maybe we can address in case there's someone out there who's considering a move and might take advantage of learning about FluentStream from this conversation.
Absolutely.
So,
I'd love to.
All right, so first, a big part of deploying a new phone system, if you're moving from a traditional system to voice over IP, is data cabling, because the phones, of course, run over the same cabling as a computer, but now we might need two cables to a station where we needed one, and it represents a large cost in labor and expense. So I'm wondering if you could tell us about PC pass-through and how that can save on cabling costs.
Absolutely, it's a great question. So PC pass-through is essentially sharing the existing data cable that's there for the computer with the phone. So here's an example of our most popular phone that we deploy, the Yealink T54W. And what this does is this has a 1 gig switch built into it. So what does that mean? That means that if the internet at the company is 1 gig or slower, this phone is going to pass that through to the computer without disrupting the speeds at all. So the cable comes in from the wall, goes into the back of the phone, from the back of the phone to the computer, and now you don't have to worry about having a second cable installed and spending that extra money, because you can just pass through this phone.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So we're plugging the computer directly into the phone, and we're not losing any speed.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. So another concern that we've often addressed is that businesses switching to VoIP are often concerned that now that the phones are running on their internet service, particularly if they're in an area where they've had a lot of outages, now if they have an ISP outage, not only are their computers down, but their phones, their lifeline to their customers, are out as well. How can Voice over IP and FluentStream in particular address that concern?
It's a great question, and it is absolutely comes up a lot. The whole idea behind VoIP phones, or having your phones over your internet, is to prevent complete outage. So there is no time where you should be without your phone service. If you lose internet, if you lose power, your phones are still going to be up and working. This particular phone on the desk may be out because there is no internet coming to the cable, or there may be no power if it's a power outage, but your phone system now lives in the cloud. So when one of your customers calls you, they're still going to get a ringing. If you have an auto attendant, they're still going to answer. They're still going to have option press 1 for this, press 2 for that. They're still going to be able to get to your extension. They're going to get it to ring, and if you're not able to answer, they can leave you a voicemail. They get a voicemail to email with transcription, call them back. Also, if they have our mobile app installed on their cell phone, so the FluentStream mobile app, that allows, if this phone does not work, that allows the call to ring through their cell phone just like they were sitting at their desk. They also could call that customer back from that voicemail through their mobile app, and their caller ID from the business is going to show up, not their personal phone number attached to the
That was
cell phone.
actually my next question, was about the FluentStream mobile app. So you guys have your own app,
Absolutely, yep.
and customers can install that on their iPhone or their Android device.
Exactly. iPhone, Android, it's in the App Store, FluentStream Mobile, and it is literally an extension of your business extension, so you can make and receive phone calls wherever you are, whenever you want, and never miss it.
So if I'm on vacation and I need to call a customer, heaven forbid, I can call them from my cell phone, but it's actually ringing out from the company phone number.
Exactly.
Okay.
Being in sales, I never have an off day. People always need to get in touch with me. So
Tech
I'm not,
support has the same issue.
Exactly. So I'm not always tied to my desk. So if I'm out in the field, or if I'm on vacation, or if I'm in Disney World and somebody calls me, I can answer them. Or if I need to call them back when I get to a hotel, I just call them back through that app, and it looks like to them that I'm sitting at my desk because the caller ID is.
And that includes text messaging as well.
Text messaging as well, exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, kind of changing gears. The other question we often get is if we're going to move a phone system, whether it's VoIP to VoIP or on-prem to VoIP, there's always the issue of porting the phone numbers. So I wanted to tease that out a little bit, because customers have often asked, what type of downtime will I experience when we move from phone system A to phone system B? Can you speak a little bit to what is the phone system porting process for DIDs?
Sure, absolutely. It's a great question. It's a big point of fear in changing phone systems. Talk about it all the time. They're afraid of downtime, but not only that, they're afraid that they may lose their phone number that they've had for 30 years. This is their number. Numbers can be ported. So just like if you were moving from Verizon Wireless to AT&T Wireless, you're going to keep your phone number. Regulations were changed with the FCC many, many years ago to make porting a thing. So your phone number that you've had, we can easily bring it over. There's a form called a letter of agency that we have you fill out. That allows us, FluentStream, to work with your existing carrier to move that number over to us. Once we do that, and once it's scheduled, that number will move over. Downtime, 30 seconds from actually when we push the button to do it to by the time that your new phones are ringing, at the worst 30 seconds. If there's a real concern, we've on many instances set up a temporary number on your system, and we forward from the existing carrier to that temporary number. The porting happens behind the scenes, and then there's literally no downtime. So there's ways that we are able to manage this so it's just seamless, don't have to think about it, or it's just a matter of 30 seconds from the time we push the button.
So the actual transfer from one phone system to the next in terms of moving the main company number over can be a painless process.
It's extremely painless. So we just schedule it out, because the one thing I will say, if anybody's on the phone at that time when the button is pushed, I mean, it will knock them off of
So that
call.
could be scheduled for outside of business hours then, I imagine?
It's outside of business hours, or we say at 4:30 p.m. we're going to initiate this, and then just everybody get off the phones and we're going to do it. But early in the morning or later in the day, absolutely.
Okay.
Customers also have the ability to get brand new phone numbers. So if they do want additional numbers for direct dials for some of their employees, or they need an additional number, we have the ability to get that. They actually have
And
the
is that
ability,
in their portal?
They actually have the ability to purchase their own numbers within their admin portal.
Okay. I know you've got your
online.
laptop today, and I think you're signed into the FluentStream portal. Would you
Absolutely.
be able to demo that out for us a little bit and just show us what does the customer dashboard actually look like?
100%. I
Okay.
would love to. So what I am going to do is, right now, this is what the main dashboard looks like. So just briefly, this is a demo account, but you will see your basic call stats when you log in, if you're curious how many calls you've made, inbound, outbound, and then the total talk time. But within this portal here, you're going to have the ability to go into the extensions that are built. So let's say that you had some turnover. Mark Greeley is no longer there. You could go into his thing, and you can literally easily just change the name on this extension, the email that is going to be used for voicemail to email.
Okay.
So you can change
like the
this.
transcription service.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can change this on your own. Here you can see outbound caller ID. Do you want the main number to show up as caller ID of the business, or do you want his direct dial number? So you can control this and then what it will actually say. So all of these things are controlled by you, and you have access to it. We were just talking about phone numbers. So right in here you have access to all the phone numbers that you have on your account, and you can go in and you can point them where they need to go. Is this going to an auto attendant? Is this going to somebody's direct dial? So it's very simple, but here you can see add new.
Okay.
So if I go in and I add new, it is a very simple process. It is going out and it's reaching the carrier that has all those numbers, and you'll be able to search by state, area code, or pattern. Let's just say I want to find a new 856 phone number. It is now searching all numbers that we have available to us at FluentStream that you could go and purchase. It's obviously doing a little search, but here there's not a whole ton, but let's just say Berlin. There's 630 numbers. There's a ton of numbers here. I choose one that I like, 6190. I could literally then go and just purchase this number, check out with this one number that I have chosen.
Great.
So it's a very simple process. Now that would live on your account, and you could go in and you could direct it. You do not have to do this. We do have 100% US based support.
I was going to ask, so if this is a little over my head and I don't want to configure this system myself, you have a support desk that can build this all out for the customer.
Absolutely. As I just mentioned, we do have a full support team, which is really where we stand out from all the hundreds of thousands of VoIP providers out there, is in support. So at FluentStream, we want to provide enterprise level support to the small and medium sized business. What does that mean? That means 100% US based. So when you call us, you're always going to get somebody onshore to talk to. We're going to live answer the call. Every account has a technical account manager assigned to it, so you have one point of contact for simple things. We do have a break fix, obviously, queue that you can call into. We have an email that you can reach out to. We have a chat that you can actually see right here in the portal. When you're in the portal, you can go into a chat and talk to a live US-based agent. So there's many different ways that you're going to be able to access our support staff whenever you need us.
Okay, I have a more antiquated question here. Many businesses we work with, believe it or not, still need to have fax service. So what can FluentStream do here for businesses that need fax service, whether it's communicating with a doctor or government agency?
It's a question that I wish would eventually go away, because faxing is antiquated is a great word, but it still exists. Some industries cannot do it. We have two solutions for faxing. Somebody that wants to still have a physical fax machine in the office, you walk up to it, you send a fax. There are devices out there, it's called an ATA, analog telephone adapter. We connect that to the internet, we connect that to your fax machine, and it's converting your VoIP signal to an analog signal. You're using your fax machine just like you always would. There is also eFax, or electronic fax, internet-based fax. What does that mean? That means that you can fax right here through your portal. Everybody can have access to it. And you could go in and create who are you sending it to, choose which number you're sending it from, and then upload the file, and you're sending it off to the end person who's receiving that. It's coming into their fax machine or their eFax. I have no idea.
So you're doing faxing through a web portal with an attached PDF document.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you don't have to go, and if it's on your computer, print it out to fax it. It's already here.
So multiple options there for fax.
Exactly. And inbound, it comes in as a PDF into your email or right here into the portal as well. So multiple options to solve for eFax.
Okay. All right. Well, wonderful. So what's the best way for someone to get in touch with you if they're interested in FluentStream VoIP service for their business?
It's a great question. So I have a direct phone number or email address that we are going to be
I'll include it in the video
here.
for sure.
But yeah, if you are an existing VTS customer, obviously reach out to James as well. But yeah, would love to hear from anybody who's interested in either having a conversation with any additional questions that they may have.
Okay.
Or if they want to talk a little bit further about anything else.
Super. All right. Well, thanks, Rob.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you coming out, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
All right.